Gunsmoke, starring James Arness as Matt Dillon.
On television, few frontier towns felt as lived in as Dodge City, and few TV doctors felt as real as Milburn Stone's Doc Adams. Gunsmoke sold viewers a rough, dependable world where the marshal kept order, Doc patched people up, and the cast seemed as steady as old boots. That's why it catches people off guard to learn that Stone once had a serious problem with the very man standing at the center of it all, James Arness. Long before the cast settled into that easy rhythm fans remember, Stone thought Arness was careless, distracting, and not fully ready for the job. Their early clashes were not gossip dreamed up years later either. They came straight from Stone's own recollections, and they reveal a rocky beginning behind one of television's most durable partnerships. And since this story is all about first impressions and hard feelings, tell us in the comments which Gunsmoke cast member always felt most unforgettable to you. Wrong foot.
Jim, I know you're a hero. But you see, the problem is that we have to convince the kids watching tonight that you're a hero.
Well, fine, Johnny. I'd like to help you out, but what do you want me to do?
Well, suppose you show the kids how fast you are on the draw.
All right, but how are we going to do that?
Well, you see, Jim, I've seen an advanced preview of your show, Gunsmoke, that's coming up, and, there's only one man who stands a chance with you.
Who's that?
That's you.
That Johnny Carson moment is a perfect place to begin because when Carson jokes that only one man could really fill that role, you can already feel how much was resting on James Arness as the face of Gunsmoke. Even in a light, late-night setting, the point comes through clearly. It wasn't just another casting choice. Arness was the man the whole thing would stand or fall on, and that kind of pressure has a way of creating tension long before the audience ever senses it. By the time Gunsmoke began on television in 1955, Milburn Stone was already a seasoned professional who treated the set like serious business. He knew his lines, respected rehearsal, and expected the same discipline from everyone else. For Stone, this was work, and work was supposed to be done the right way. Arness was coming in from a very different angle. He was not just joining the cast, he was stepping into the role that would define the show, carrying the weight of a major Western on his shoulders before the series had even proven itself. That kind of spotlight could make a man look larger than life to viewers, but behind the scenes, it could also make every weakness stand out a little more sharply. And that's where the trouble started to brew. Stone later admitted his first impression of Arness was harsh, saying he felt he did not belong in the business at all. It's a brutal thing to think about the man being positioned as the center of the entire production, and it tells you the strain was there early. What got under Stone's skin was not one huge betrayal, but a steady pattern of behavior he saw as careless. During rehearsals, Arness would whistle, fidget, and make what Stone described as silly noises. To some people, that might have looked harmless, but to Stone, it looked like a star not yet carrying himself like one, and that irritation was about to turn into something much louder. Set boil.
Good heavens. In my younger days, I was known far and wide as the terror of terpsichore.
For a while, Stone kept simmering. Then Arness showed up late, and that was enough to blow the lid off. Stone delivered one of those dressing downs that probably froze the whole room. He told Arness he had read his contract and found nothing in it saying he had to put diapers on him or wait around for him. It was sharp, funny in a mean way, and very much designed to humiliate. He didn't stop there. He warned that if Arness came in late again, he would have two things to explain: where he had been and where Stone had gone. It was the kind of threat that made clear this was no minor gripe. The striking part is Stone had no problem unloading on the show's star. Arness may have been playing Marshal Matt Dillon, but Stone was not about to act impressed if he thought the man was wasting everyone's time. The Blowup.
Boy, he was madder than a hatter. He was a fighter and a feisty guy, and he was just beside himself.
The tension didn't vanish after one confrontation. Stone later recalled another moment when he started in on Arness again, really screaming and yelling at him in full force. He even remembered Arness's reaction in physical detail. When tense, Arness would wince and bite his front teeth together fast, a strange little habit that made the moment look even more uncomfortable. You can almost picture the scene. Stone, fiery and fed up. Arness, towering and clearly rattled. On another set, that sort of clash might have hardened into a feud that never healed. Instead, something surprising happened. Arness did not snap back, posture, or try to pull rank. He stood there and took it, which probably changed the whole course of their relationship in that instant. Turning point.
Well, things haven't changed in Wichita. I can see they haven't changed here either. Kitty, I need a drink.
The line that mattered most was simple. Arness answered, "Milburn, you're absolutely right. That was not flashy, but it landed." Stone later admitted he had embarrassed him badly, yet Arness still had the guts to say it. The response seemed to have earned Stone's respect faster than any apology tour could have. Stone was dealing with a man who, at least in that moment, could hear criticism and accept it. From there, the relationship slowly changed. Stone no longer saw only the distracting younger actor who whistled through rehearsal. He started seeing someone who could learn, settle down, and grow into the job. And that's important because Gunsmoke was not a short assignment. It became a 20-year run. You can't fake harmony for that long, especially in a production that demanding. Respect earned.
I'll set up a howl that'll make him think he's in a sandstorm. I'll blow him clear into Indian territory. Betcha.
Years later, Stone looked back with a very different tone. He said he spent the first 2 years on Gunsmoke despising Jim's lack of professionalism, but later praised his acting in glowing terms. He even said Arness had reached classical proportions as an actor, which is about as far from that first harsh judgment as you can get. Coming from Stone, that kind of compliment carried real weight. Stone also spoke warmly elsewhere, saying Arness was the star on and off the set and that they never had a serious quarrel or impasse. That tells you the ugliness belonged to the early chapter, not the ending. So when people ask which Gunsmoke co-star Milburn Stone hated, the real answer is James Arness, but only at the beginning. Fortunately, hatred didn't get the last word. Professional respect did. Now it's time to hear from you. Does this story make you admire Milburn Stone more for speaking his mind, or James Arness more for taking the criticism and turning things around? Let us know in the comments section below.